November 20th, 1980, Jefferson Island, Louisiana. It was a morning that started with the quiet, heavy humidity of the bayou. To the locals, Lake Peigneur was a peaceful, shallow escape, barely 10 feet deep at its center. A place where the biggest concern was the morning catch and the slow drift of the tide. But while the surface was calm, a massive industrial heart was beating directly beneath it. 3.5 billion gallons of water were sitting on top of a ticking time bomb. 2 miles down, men were carving out a cathedral of salt in a massive underground mine. On the surface, an oil rig was hunting for black gold. These two worlds were separated by a thin layer of earth and a catastrophic math error. In the next 3 hours, the laws of physics would break. A 150-foot oil rig would vanish into a 10-foot lake. 11 massive barges would be swallowed by the earth. A forest would slide into the abyss. And the Gulf of Mexico would actually flow backward. This wasn't a natural disaster, it was a billion-dollar mistake, a single 14-inch drill bit that pulled the plug on the world. Imagine you're on that Texaco Rig. It's 5:30 in the morning. The air is thick with the smell of diesel and swamp water. You're drilling what you think is a routine exploratory hole. Suddenly, the drill seizes. The massive steel structure begins to groan. The deck beneath your feet starts to tilt. At first, it's just a few inches, then feet. You look down into the shallow water, expecting to see the rig hit the lake bed. But it doesn't stop. The water starts to swirl. A giant, hungry eye opens in the center of the lake. How? How does a structure the size of a skyscraper disappear into a pond you could practically walk across? The answer is terrifyingly simple. A coordinate system error. A surveyor had confused two different mapping projections. They thought they were drilling safely away from the salt mine. In reality, they were positioned directly over its roof. They didn't just strike oil, they pulled the plug on the world's largest salt dome. When that drill bit pierced the ceiling of the Diamond Crystal salt mine, it didn't just strike oil, it opened a gateway. Salt and freshwater have a violent chemical relationship. The lake water didn't just fill the hole, it dissolved it. Within minutes, that 14-inch hole became the size of a truck. Then a house. The lake began to spin. Imagine the terror of the tugboat captains. 11 massive steel barges, vessels meant to navigate the open ocean, caught in a whirlpool that shouldn't exist. One by one, they are sucked into the center. They stand vertically in the water, like tombstones before being dragged into the dark. The earth was literally eating itself. 50 acres of Jefferson Island, ancient trees, expensive botanical gardens, slid into the muddy vortex. Even the air wasn't safe. As the water filled the mine, it created a vacuum. The Del Cambre Canal, which usually carries water out to the Gulf, stopped, and then it flowed backward. A 164-foot waterfall formed in the middle of Louisiana, the tallest ever recorded, as the ocean rushed in to fill the void. Deep underground, 55 miners were running through a white nightmare. Imagine the sound. the roar of 1 billion gallons of water dissolving the very pillars holding up the ceiling. The darkness, the cold, the knowledge that the roof above you is disappearing into the water. As the water filled the caverns, it compressed the air. A massive 400-foot geyser of mud and air erupted from the mine shaft, screaming like a jet engine. It was a scene from the end of the world. Yet, against all odds, miraculously, nobody died. Every rigger, every miner, every gardener on the island managed to escape the path of the maelstrom. But Lake Peigneur was gone. When the water finally settled, what was once a freshwater paradise was now a deep, saltwater bay. The ecosystem had changed forever. Texaco and the drilling contractors would eventually pay over $45 million in settlements. But the scar remains. It serves as a haunting reminder for every engineer, every dreamer, and every watcher on this channel. Respect the map. Respect the physics. Because sometimes, the smallest mistake can swallow your entire world.